We'll do it live. Yeah.
Oh, here we are. We're live on the internet, hanging out. Guitar
Amazing.
Channel friends.
Wait, we're on the internet.
We're here on the internet, finally.
Finally, I made it.
I'm with Emily from Get Offset and Vlad from Cap Studios.
Hey, Ryan.
And more people
Hello.
jump in. How you guys doing?
Hey.
Are you having lunch, Emily? Vlad, it must be almost bedtime for you, but it's
10
lunchtime
PM
for us.
here. My
Yeah.
daughter's been asleep for 2 hours already.
No, I haven't eaten anything yet today.
Nice.
No.
I have my liquid lunch here that I'm going to get into, but I also made myself a nice solid lunch. This is one of my favorite things to do. It's raspberries with peanut butter as a peanut butter and jelly with no jelly. It's just fresh fruit, you know.
That sounds better.
That's like my thing.
That
It's
doesn't
really
sound
good.
like
That's also
real-
like
It's not real food.
it's not real food.
Like by my standards, that's like a snack you eat on Saturday.
Well, yeah, it's very snacky. It's not a full meal, but I like it.
Well, sure.
I'm sorry it doesn't have, like currywurst on there or something, Vlad. Or I don't know what
No, that's
I don't know what
the
you
thing.
expect. What does your lunch look like, Vlad? What's like real food for you?
I don't have any lunch photos with me right now, so sorry.
You can describe it. Like, what do you eat?
A lot of potato-based stuff.
That sounds good. Yeah.
That does
I love a
sound
good potato.
Do they do tater tots over there? Do you know what tater tots are?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Some we do some, like it's a lot of mashed potatoes with something. That's one. We eat a lot of pasta as well.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
A lot
Yeah.
of what?
Pasta.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right, I'm gonna crack this. I got a super chat a second ago. Thanks to Silver Paradox. He just bought me 2 of these.
What are you drinking?
Just some High Life champagne and beers. Cheap American swill. Like, this is what they talk about when they talk about bad American beer.
I thought they were talking about Steel Reserve.
Is that actually beer though?
I don't know.
I think it's malt liquor, isn't it?
I have no idea. What about Natty Light?
Yeah, Natty Light is definitely like American swill for sure. I mean, we have good. I don't want to sound like I'm disparaging America. We have some good beer in America too.
I take your word for it. I'm not a beer guy.
Oh yeah, you like the hard stuff, right?
I like the hard stuff. I like the gin.
Yeah.
My husband got me a bottle of Malfi gin for my birthday.
Nice. I don't get big into gin, but there's a local distiller that a friend worked at that it was pretty good. I was like, I could drink this, and then they don't work there anymore. I'm like, well, I'm not gonna drink it anymore.
I like how every time I say I'm not an etc. guy, someone always has to comment that I'm not a guy.
It's like, dude.
It's like, then
everyone's a
don't
dude.
say, yeah, everyone's a dude.
Bi.
Everyone can, like, when you say, hey guys.
Yeah. I got myself. I shouldn't eat on camera. It's just stupid.
Eat on
Give me a
mic.
second.
Yeah.
I went and saw the Surfer Jets, which is an all-lady surf band they're from Canada. They were on tour here.
Really? I didn't know they were Canadians.
Yeah, they're Canadians. And so I was talking to them and I said, "Oh, you guys," and then I stumbled on it. I was like, "Do you prefer you guys or you prefer like?" She was like, "You guys is fine. Like, don't stress about it." It felt very awkward for me in the moment. Oh, here we go. Which one vape? Someone says I'm all blurry. I'm not in control of that.
Well, not blurry, but pixelated.
Yeah, you're a little pixelated to me.
Yeah.
You guys look clear to me.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can get blurrier.
SA, where do you live if it's 5 a.m.? It has to be like,
Australia?
maybe.
Like
Maybe.
Brisbane,
Hawaii?
maybe? No, it's not 5 a.m. in Hawaii anymore. Let's see, it's at 11 a.m.
Can I crash this party?
Hey, Sean.
Hey, everybody.
You guys talk. I'm gonna eat my sandwich.
Okay. Hi guys.
Who killed Laura Palmer?
Who killed Laura Palmer? I don't know. I heard she was missing. That's right. I see you there.
What is
Confession
that?
time. Never seen the show. Never seen the show. Hate
It's
me.
Twin Peaks, guys. Twin Peaks.
That I know, but that's where it ends. Like, never seen the show.
Okay,
Wow.
I'm just gonna give you pro tip right now. Just watch the first 2 seasons because you're not gonna get the third. I've known so many people that just jump in on the 3rd season. You won't get
Why?
shit. You won't get shit if you don't watch any of the previous seasons. It's
Also, don't start with the movie.
yeah. Don't start with the movie called Fire Walk with Me. Don't start. You won't get it.
No.
Hey, Sean,
I
do you
don't
have
get
your
it. I've seen
speakers
it.
on?
What's that?
Do you have your speakers on? I'm getting an echo.
There. How's this?
Well,
I don't hear it now.
Is that better?
yeah.
Much
I
better.
can't hear you now.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Well,
Hold
it's
on.
not
Let me.
intolerable.
Let's try something. Gonna
Yeah,
go
let's
to this.
try it.
How's this? Is that better?
I don't. Yes, that is better.
Okay.
You know, as soon as you started talking about Twin Peaks, like, I knew someone would like bring in Carol Baskin, and there it is.
oh,
I know who Carol
okay.
Baskin is.
that's yeah.
He is not from Twin Peaks.
Yeah, she is not from Twin Peaks. She looks like she could be.
She could
No.
be.
That whole thing looks like it could be Twin Peaks.
True.
Yeah. There's something about the way that Tiger King unfolds that it's just like, are we sure David Lynch didn't direct this?
It just gets weirder and weirder. I've never seen a documentary like it.
Oh yeah.
I think it kind of gets to the point where it doesn't feel like a documentary. It's too hard to believe in a way.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's like it's entertaining, but you don't believe any of it.
Yeah, if you
I
tried
just-
to write that, it would be just redlined.
My wife was watching it, and I was in the room and like
My
catching little bits of it, and I was like, "How do these people exist in their life without taking a step back and thinking like, how am I doing this?" We're all drinking.
I'm drinking raspberry sparkling water.
I'm still working on
Nice.
my coffee.
I mean, a raspberry and peanut butter sandwich. So the
Mm.
raspberry boys over here.
I'm gonna make steak
I
and
know.
eggs later.
Oh,
Yes. Oh, I meant to smoke ribs today. Oh, it's too late. Well,
too late now. You're in too deep.
yeah.
Well,
let's
if you want
move
those
on.
those ribs at what 10 p.m.
I
midnight
know,
ribs.
right?
Midnight Ribs. That sounds awesome.
That does sound awesome.
It's not a bad band name either. The Midnight Ribs.
Yeah, no, it's a really good
I like that.
ribs. Holy hell! Someone jump on that. We've got 50 people watching. I haven't been paying attention to the comments at all, which is
Oh
fine.
yeah, that's right. I should
There are
actually.
comments.
There we go. Now I can actually see the chat. Duh.
As I screw through them, only some of them are interesting. I'll just let people talk about us as we talk to each other. That's more interesting,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably.
We'll read the super chats. How about that?
I see what you did there.
I don't get super chats. Nobody likes me enough.
Yeah, same.
You have to like prompt people to do it, or it doesn't happen. Is what
Yeah.
I found.
You have to prompt people to give you money.
Mm-hmm. It's weird.
Pay me.
Please give me money so I can keep doing this.
Yeah.
PayPal is.
Pay me. I'm
Also-
hungry.
I think if you get a ton of people commenting really fast, and people are like, "Well, I want my question answered," and then they'll super chat, and then the question is really simple, like, "Do you like bread?" Yeah, I love bread. Thanks for
Bread's
$5.
great.
Bread is
But I
totally
mean-
cool.
It's a win-win situation. The guy gets his question answered. You get the money.
Mm.
Yeah.
Exactly, and then I get to buy bread that I like.
Yeah.
People are literally buying your attention.
Mm-hmm.
That's really what it is. And it's not like
Actually-
this channel is super chat heavy. Like, I make $20 here and there.
Yeah. I actually
big
had a
deal.
discussion with someone about paying for attention yesterday because
Mhm.
you know it's kind of like I like the group on Facebook, but like their audience skews much older than me, so like all of them came up in like the 80s, and they're all obsessed with like the shredder guitar players, and they came across one of those Instagram posts from like a small profile that sponsored a post, and they were just like, does anybody think that this is really sad? And so, you know, young whippersnapper Sean here had to swoop in and like school them on how like social media is not organic anymore.
No, hasn't been for years.
Yeah. Oh no.
Yeah.
It's been pay to play since I've been doing it, almost 2015 probably.
I just said, look, at the end of the day, once the social media platforms go public and they start answering to shareholders, the original intent is gone.
Yeah.
You know? It sucks, but I will say, having had to learn the back end of like Facebook's advertising platform, it's really robust and really good. And if you have something that you absolutely want seen by the right kind of people, you can hyper target the crap out of it, and the people that you want to see it will see it, and chances are they'll actually like it and pay attention to it.
It's just it has to be good content for that kind of thing to work. But
I run a few little campaigns to test them out to see if I could promote, you know, the podcast or whatever on Facebook.
I've done a couple.
And it's been like, well, it gets me results, but for me to get the results that I want, I'd have to spend way more money than it would benefit me.
Oh, hire me. I'll get you 25 cents a click or less. I've gotten 5 cents a click on campaigns.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Those were for drug rehab centers. So
sure, that'll probably be decently popular after all this is said and done.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need a food rehab center after all this.
Vlad, just smile and wave, nod your head and wave.
Yeah, I spent the whole day editing like a 45-minute video for kids, and like I could have done for today.
Do you do video work outside of guitar stuff?
Yeah, I have a part-time job as a for a local church where I'm like a social media guy, but right now I'm just shooting and editing everyone's videos.
Gotcha.
So, yeah.
All right.
Cool.
So I have those kid songs playing in my head on loop right now. I can sing them.
I've asked a lot of other channels, like, if they do video work outside of this, and most of them don't, which is surprising to me because it takes such a steep jump into gear to do a lot of this stuff video-wise. Yeah, I do some commercial work on the side. It's not obviously like my full-time thing, but I mean, it pays so much better to go shoot commercial stuff and guitar videos.
Definitely.
Yes.
I mean, go ahead, Vlad. Go ahead.
Yeah. So the way I kind of got into everything was like I went to media school 12 years ago. It's 12 years ago already. Yeah.
Wow.
Went to media school, studied mostly like graphic design, but also some video stuff. We did a lot of short films and stuff. And when I decided to do YouTube, I kind of had done all of those things already. So now that and then when I started doing YouTube, all of my friends saw I was doing YouTube, and that actually kind of led me to more video work. And my plan for this year is actually to phase out all of the graphic design stuff. I'm like done with that.
We're the same.
Yeah.
You have like the same history almost. I went to graphic design school. I did it. Yeah, respect Knuckles. I did graphic design, self-employed for the past 13 years. And I've just been starting to phase it out more and more as I get deeper and deeper into YouTube stuff.
Yep.
Yeah. It's like with my marketing, I phased out social media management, and I'm just like, I'm writing content. I never want to manage a social media profile for another company ever again.
We all have this very similar experience because I too used to manage social media, and it wasn't the worst job in the world because I actually really enjoyed the company that I managed the account for. But I really hate to say this, but the fans of that brand seemed so entitled to stuff. Like, I just couldn't believe it.
Yeah. I think I know who you're talking about, and I could totally see that.
I don't. You can privately tell me, but I worked with a racetrack, and I remember just getting so much cruelty and meanness from people who were mad that they didn't get
right,
like plastic tickets, like collector's item tickets for the race.
Okay.
Like, no one ever said you were getting that.
Yeah. No, I don't know how. I don't know how social media managers for larger companies do it, especially because I'm one of those guys that likes his Funko Pops, and I feel like Funko has a really good social media presence, but I don't know how the hell they maintain their sanity, because I've gone to a couple like collectors fairs and whatnot, and they're some of the worst people in that community, like even worse than our little niche. When it comes to dealing with like little plastic figures that people think are worth $500 for one, it's just the worst.
The guitar community, the guitar industry community, and like the media community that we're all part of, like hands down the friendliest industry I've ever been in my life.
Yeah,
I've done a couple different industries. I was in the apparel industry for a number of years, like doing t-shirts and stuff like that. I'd go to conventions for that.
Right.
And that's brutal in comparison. Like if you work for one t-shirt company, you're not working in the t-shirt industry again for another company unless another company wants to hire you as like revenge against another company.
Yeah.
It is kind of wild. Like I'd go to these trade shows, and it's like just the coldest shoulder you've ever experienced in your life when people see your tag and you're, from the wrong company or whatever. But like you go to NAMM or whatever, and everyone's hugging and buddy and spreading around diseases. And here we are. Thanks to NAMM.
That's other parts of the music industry too. That's like promoters are friends with other promoters. Promoters date other promoters from rival companies, like AEG and Live Nation married. Like, wow.
Wow. That's crazy.
There's a lot of inbreeding in this industry.
Well, like you have a different job every like 3 years, and it's completely different. It's completely different than the job you had before. Like, oh, so you were doing publishing at Sony BMG? You can be a promoter at the Messina Group. Yeah, sure. Yeah, that'll work.
Yeah, that's part of like the whole, like, just to use the term boys club mentality of the music industry, like the performance side is like everybody knows everybody and everybody ends up working for the same company. Oh, you want to be a concert promoter? Oh, you don't actually have any experience? Well, you worked for a record label marketing department. Go ahead, have a go. See how you do.
Yeah,
that's how I got every job people. I've ever had.
Oh. Just thrown into it.
Exactly.
Yeah, you can do that. Sure.
Yeah, go ahead.
I have a Facebook account. I was on MySpace for 2 weeks. That counts.
Selling a show is easy. You don't have to have math at all.
No. You don't have to know.
Getting the number 2 here. One-handed open.
See, I have a rule. I have a rule that I don't do alcohol until after 4 p.m.
What time is it, Vlad?
10:15 p.m.
We're all set.
It's like not feeding a gremlin after midnight. It's like, then when can you start feeding them again? It's always after midnight.
I know. Right? Yeah.
Well, I've only technically been awake an hour and a half, so I've barely gotten my day started.
Wow. I envy that.
Hey, I'm always up late working, so like I work well into the night. I'm awake sometimes at like 3 a.m. working.
Yeah.
I've been there. Yeah.
I like the night.
I'm going to tell you right now, don't tell people with kids about how little you think you sleep.
Oh, no. I don't. I'm not there. I'm not there yet.
Yeah, I'm up at 3, and then I'm up again at 5:30, and then I'm up again at
7, and then 7:15.
Yeah, and then someone screams me awake eventually in the morning.
Yeah.
Kids, right? A never-ending source of humor.
Are they?
My mic is dropping on me. Is it lower now? It looks lower, right?
Yeah, it's totally lower.
So.
Mic drop.
Could be the high life.
That's a total different kind of mic drop right there. Someone earlier was dissing our mics.
Yes.
Where was that?
Oh!
From?
I think this is like a standard for this stuff.
Wait,
Here we go. Watch this, guys. This is fun. I can show the comment on the screen. Boom.
Yes, because a Shure SM7B and a Lewitt condenser aren't better microphones.
Good thing they can't see my microphone, Jesus.
Sean, are you using your earbud microphone?
Yeah, because I would have
fine.
a better microphone hooked up if I didn't have now for my live streams, my whole flow has gone off because sometimes I'll have to use my phone or I'll have to use the laptop, which I'm on today, because my cinema display died like 6 months ago. And it had a built-in webcam, and so it was hooked up to my computer and my audio interface. I could plug in any microphone I wanted. Can't do that so much anymore without updating firmware on certain pieces of hardware that I don't want to screw up my setup. Remember, Vlad, if it works, don't update anything.
Yes. Don't remind me.
Did you lose a bunch of stuff?
No. Well, I lost some plugins. I went to the newest version on Mac, and that was such a big mistake.
Yeah, I never update.
Yep.
No.
I update when they force me to do it. Like, oh, your computer will not work now. Okay, we'll update. All right.
Yeah, fine.
Yeah,
exactly.
But yeah, I lost some plugins, and the whole system has been way, way more unstable since then. Yay! Thanks, Apple.
Dude, I am so
Super
sorry. Cool. I've been in that boat.
Yeah.
I grew up on PCs though. My dad's a software engineer. And so, like, every time I get mad at my Mac, I just remember
you could have it so much worse.
Some parts PC to work on some graphics file, and it's just sitting there grinding and then blue screening me and stuff like that, and having to do hard reboots over and over again. And I'm sure, like, you could build a PC that doesn't do that, and they're probably totally fine now. But like, I have a little bit of PTSD with PCs.
I remember when I had like Windows Vista, and just the couple times it crashed and I lost everything.
The only good thing about Windows Vista was the Robert Fripp guitar parts.
Is that what was in there?
Yeah, he did like a whole like multi-day long session. There's a video somewhere up on YouTube of him recording all the Windows Vista sounds. It's awesome. It's so cool.
That's wild.
Oh wow. Yeah.
So with my dad being a software engineer, every time the PC would crash, or one of the PCs, we had so many of them. It was fun for him. He's like, oh yeah, all I have to do is get in here and redo this code and blah blah blah. It's like, Dad, no one else knows how to do that. We just want computers that work.
Yeah. See, like with the newer PCs, with just the fact, like, I think we're doing like a live stream, and 2 minutes before the show starts, like it's like a church live stream, the laptop announces that it's doing an update for the next 20 minutes, and you can do anything about it. It just starts updating, and you just wait.
Yep, that's right. I have a PC that happens all the time. It's great.
That's fantastic.
Really fun.
Yep.
My absolute favorite.
Thanks, Bill Gates.
Yeah.
He's not responsible. He hasn't been over there in a while.
I think he's personally responsible for all of it.
Yes. All bad things is Bill Gates.
All bad things belong to Bill Gates.
Have you guys ever been to his library? It's in Seattle, right?
I haven't. Rick, my husband might have.
It's wild.
You've been?
Yeah, I've been. I was up there for a friend's wedding a decade ago or whatever, and we're like, oh, let's go check this thing out. It looks like a big weird building, and like there's places that like I can't, like, people should be doing like band photos in there, because there's just like these like corridors where the floor, the ceiling, the walls are all the same like shiny red plastic, and the lighting is all crazy, and it's like it's just a wild building. Like, I didn't read any books when I was there, but it's pretty wild building. And apparently, like, it's a deal.
I didn't know he had a library in Seattle. I was aware of the other guy from Microsoft and the Experience Music Project, but I
Paul Allen?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, but I wasn't aware he had a library. But then
It's
again,
it's called Mopop now.
Mopop.
Yeah. Museum of Pop Culture.
Oh,
It's not just music anymore, and it never really was.
Yeah.
Mopop. Now
there was definitely an emphasis on music for a while, like when I was there, but this was over a decade and a half ago. Dating myself here. They had like a whole thing on Hendrix, so
they still have that. They have permanent Hendrix and Nirvana exhibits.
Okay. Yeah, I just remember
or grunge, I don't know.
Yeah. That was when I started geeking out over Hendrix's pedals and whatnot, because they had his old like Crybaby, his Fuzz Faces, and his Octave Fuzz, and 2 years later Dunlop reissued all of them.
Yeah. I like Mopop's. They have this horror movie exhibit.
Nice.
I think it's worth the price of admission.
Nice.
What was the what like exhibit at the horror thing stuck out to you?
They have like a life-size Jason, which is pretty neat, but they have real props from all of the movies. Well, tons of movies. Like Hellraiser. I don't know. It's been a minute it's been a while since I've been. Last time I was at Mopop though actually was around Christmas, and I have this weird fear of carolers, like Dickens era carolers. And there were Dickens era carolers there, and I just was like, I have to leave.
So you're like afraid of Christmas carolers the way some people are like afraid of clowns?
Yeah, I guess.
Maybe that was part of the horror exhibit, is the Dickens carol.
I hate it.
Well, thankfully, that's not really a common thing. Like, it's pretty rare to run into Dickens carolers.
But December is kind of a frightening month.
Yeah, you're almost guaranteed to only run into them at least once, just once a year.
They like walk around and follow you sometimes. I don't like that.
Huh. Never been to Miami.
Okay, maybe I have specific experiences that lend itself.
Like, you have to go out of your way to experience Charles Dickinson style carolers here, even during Christmas. Like, you'd be like, oh, there's an advertisement. This is going to happen for an hour and a half at the mall. Go to the mall to this specific location where they will be. You're not going to randomly encounter them. Or maybe it's different.
Well, in Nashville, at my college, they had like a Dickens Christmas thing, like every year in December, and then there was always a festival outside of town that was just like a big Dickens festival.
I'm sorry, I'm a child. A big Dickens festival. Come on.
It's something to celebrate. You got to celebrate a big Dickens. We should all be so lucky to get to experience Big Dickens whenever we want.
They should really shorten it to just Big Dickens. That's the selling point right there. That's too good.
There's lots of women walking around with that glow. the woman that has a Big Dickens in her life, yeah.
Oh my God, this is awful.
I'm sorry.
I do believe she has the vapors.
Did you guys see the pedal that Karen from Big Ear Pedals mocked up on I guess it was on my Facebook group yesterday?
The Deke.
The Deke. Because they were asking about mini pedals for Big Ear, and you know what, like the mini pedal enclosures, they're fine or whatever. Like, if you can get the circuit in there, but like, you've got to make them different in like their own way. Like, I've always wanted a mini enclosure that's long, and so Photoshop this mock-up of a long pink mini pedal that's called the Deke. Super want it. It's really fun.
That was really good. I love Karen.
Oh, she's great. She's a treat.
Man,
I got to stay with them.
You did?
I got to stay with them for like a day the first summer NAMM I went to, and they're a fun couple to hang out with.
They are. I spent a few hours at their house very hungover last year.
Nice.
Oh, the hold steady does that to a person.
I'm chewing, so you guys have to carry the show.
Dead air.
Deek. Big Deek.
Big Dickens.
It's not the size
Big
of the
Deacons.
deek. It's how you use it.
Ah!
I got nothing.
I got nothing. We've peaked with Deke.
Yeah.
Peak,
Look at
the
that
Deek Deek.
peak.
We peaked with the Deke.
Can we silver pair of ducks? I am married. I just wanna.
So I mean, he's
point that
not
out.
wrong.
He didn't. Yeah.
What?
I probably shouldn't do this, but here we'll. Oops, wrong one. We'll lock it into the video. Thanks a lot, Silver Paradox. Super classy.
I've heard worse.
Well,
I'm
me
sure
too.
she has.
There's one I had
mean,
to
if you're
Google. Comment. I
If
just
you're
was like, why
married,
did I?
it's obviously true.
Okay.
What?
If you smoke, you poke, and you're married. I mean, I don't
married.
smoke. I poke.
My husband prefers edibles.
I do a cigar every now and then. I'm not a cannabinoid boy.
Cannabinoid.
I'm afraid if I tried it, then I'd be like, oh, this is my new thing, and I don't need a new thing. The last thing I need in my life is a new thing. I've got enough things.
It's probably better for you than booze. I drink
That's-
too, though. So
That's true, but I don't drink enough booze that I think is a problem. Here I am having
what? You just had 2 beers
I know, right?
between 12 and 12:30.
I'm doing a themed video.
Well,
I
if
already
it's
got.
the only 2 he has today, then it's not a problem.
I don't have a drinking problem.
I can quit whenever I want.
Everyone
Guys, I
always.
swear, I don't have a problem.
That's fine.
Everyone always
You're not drunk if you're never sober.
Oh my God. I've known people with that rationale.
Pollard functions somehow, so it's fine. You can have as much high life as you want. Is that what he drinks?
A lot of people think that I'm high or get high. I had a problem in college that everyone was always trying to get me to sell to them. Like, I don't have anything to sell you. I've never had anything to sell you. It's just my personality, I think.
Yeah.
So which is good reason why I shouldn't get into that stuff, because then it'll be a million times worse. Probably I'll be like, full dude, where's my car? Maybe. When I put it that way, it sounds kind of nice. I don't know. I'm a fan of that movie.
Oh, it's a fucking great movie.
I like the scene with the tattoos. They're trying to explain.
Dude.
Sweet.
Dude.
Yeah.
Nice.
I love that whole movie. Like, it's just all started coming back to me. Like, man, I gotta watch that movie.
Man, Dude, Where's My Car and Harold and Kumar are classics, whether you're high or not.
I never got into Harold and Kumar. It was too far away from the silly, outlandish, like cartoonish humor that I like. It was more just straight like Cheech and Chong weed humor, where I like a cartoon.
I mean, Cheech and Chong weed humor is the classic weed humor.
Of course. But I think, with Dude, Where's My Car? You can be a clean living person and still get a kick out of it. Where I think like Cheech and Chong and your Harold and Kumars are for your smokers and your tokers and your midnight
Jokers.
Smoker, midnight toker.
Oh, is that it? Did I mix it up?
Yes, you did.
Sorry, Steve Miller. That was Steve Miller, right?
Yes.
I get him and Waynwood confused, but it's
Who?
Steve Miller. Yeah, Steve Winwood.
Oh, I don't know.
Give me some lovin'.
Oh,
that
okay.
guy.
Yeah. I get that.
Okay.
And other things, I'm sure. I don't remember which one I saw live. I think it was Winwood.
Someone said Super Troopers. Super Troopers is fun. I think that's like a stoner comedy that like is accessible to non-stoners.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, most people I knew who loved it were not smokers.
They're cops. It's a cop movie for
they're
cops.
cops. Yeah. They were cops.
When you see cops in a movie, that's a movie for cops.
Super Troopers or Police Academy?
I haven't watched a Police Academy since I was like 13, 14. I thought they were funny then, but not funny enough to ever rewatch them. So
you don't like Bobcat Goldthwait?
I mean, I like him, but he's, it's kind of like watching Jurassic Park with the dinosaurs. They're only in there for like 10 minutes. You watch Jurassic Park for Jeff Goldblum.
I've been trying to get my wife to watch the first Police Academy, but I'm afraid it will have the same effect. Like I remember like Coming to America being like a super funny movie when I watched it like 20 years ago, and we started watching it in like 30 minutes in. We're like, this is so slow paced. It's like
comedy evolves, No.
I've decided to stop recommending things I like to people because I've had that experience so many times. They're like, oh man, this is the thing that I love. Here's the thing that I love. Let's watch this movie. I want to show you this movie that means a lot to me. And then you're sitting there watching it and you're like, huh?
Yeah.
Do you like it?
And
yeah.
You don't realize how slow it actually is. And the things that you love about it don't actually translate to other people's experiences. And it's just not worth like trying to get people to love the thing that you love. They either love it already or they don't, So just go find a Facebook group of other people who already love it.
It's like the How I Met Your Mother episode where Ted tries to get Stella to like Star Wars and she just hates it. Or like stop trying so hard.
Yeah, and pushing it really doesn't help.
No, it doesn't.
No.
Or it's like the time to get me to like How I Met Your Mother, and I just couldn't do it. They were like, "Here's this really cool show," and I didn't laugh once.
Like straight up, I like How I Met Your Mother. It's a really good show. But once I started watching and getting into like Friends, I realized all these interviews where the How I Met Your Mother creators are like, "We're totally not like Friends," and I'm watching Friends back like after having seen the entirety of How I Met Your Mother, and they're like, yeah, you totally stole all this stuff from Friends.
Yeah, I don't know. Like,
kind of good car skeptic is in the chat.
Hey!
Dude, go over to our secret YouTuber group and click the link and join the video.
Exactly.
Car skeptic.
Shh, nobody's supposed to know about that. God,
well, I didn't say the name of it. No one can search for it. Guys, we're in a secret group together. Big deal. Oh, Illuminati!
Illuminati confirmed.
Everyone do the secret hand sign.
Mine is upside down. What does that mean? I don't know.
Depends on who you ask.
Yeah, it depends on who you ask.
That's what the Australians should do.
Why?
For their Illuminati.
Oh, because they're upside down.
Yeah, they're upside. They're underneath. That's my joke. It's not funny. I just broke John.
I broke it, guys.
I think the worst though is when you love something as a child and you go back and you rewatch it and you're like, oh no! Like,
oh yeah,
I made the mistake of rewatching Space Jam a few years ago.
Man, I'm scared to do that.
Don't do it. Just don't do it.
Space Jam is a terrible movie.
It is. It's bad. It's very bad.
I don't know.
Although I am very glad that they're bringing back like classic-esque Looney Tunes cartoons.
Yeah.
Where are they doing that?
HBO Max.
What?
Yeah, like there's an ad for it going around for HBO Max on social with like clips from the new cartoons, and it looks very similar to the old school Looney Tunes cartoons.
Mm.
Obviously with modern references, but it's like finally like the Looney Tunes as you would expect them to be, just for the modern day. So I'm kind of stoked on that because I loved those things as a kid.
So my son has discovered that he loves the old Pink Panther cartoons, and they become like a bedtime ritual with him. Like, oh, do you want a book or do you want to watch a 7-minute Pink Panther cartoon? He's always like, yeah, I want to watch Pink Panther. They're 7 minutes long. They're directed by ex Looney Tunes director Friz Freleng. I think I said the name right.
Yeah.
And they're really good for like, their era. They're good little cartoons. They're a lot of fun, and they're all on YouTube. And it seems like there's an inexhaustible supply of them. Like we've been watching them every night for like 2 months, and we haven't run out of them yet. So there's at least like 100 of these things.
Yeah.
And you get that good music, good Henry Mancini music.
Totally.
Yeah. But there's some little, kind of like Roadrunner style, like spy versus spy gag reel cartoons. They're just fun,
Yeah.
We're talking about cartoons all the time. My mind went blank.
Yeah.
Good, clean, fun cartoons.
Yeah, good cartoons.
It's wild how much Looney Tunes has influenced like our understanding of general things. Like we think that rabbits like carrots because Bugs Bunny ate carrots, and the only reason Bugs Bunny had carrots is because he's based off a guy who always had a cigar. Something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now we just like rabbits don't really like carrots, I guess.
I'd have no way to judge whether or not an anvil is heavy or not if it wasn't for Looney Tunes. But because of Looney Tunes, I know that's a heavy object. It must be heavy because they keep using it to indicate heavy things.
I've never seen an anvil in real life outside of like an antique store. I thought I would see them a lot more.
I know, right? It's like the quicksand thing. Like, according to cartoons, you'd think that like quicksand would be a much bigger problem than it is, but I've never encountered it.
But we all know how to not die in it.
I'm still not too sure. I think you just sink down until you're inside of it all the way, and then you're dead. Yeah, that's right. Jeff called it. John Mulaney joke there. I'm paying extra for this StreamYard account so that I can do this stuff, and I really like it.
Yeah,
I don't know if we'll continue doing it after this quarantine stuff, because Steve and I will be able to go in the same room again, but I really like all the stuff I can do. Watch this. I can put I don't have banners loaded. Oh wait, here they are.
Ooh.
I can turn that little guy on and off.
Ooh.
I can put the loading screen on for the podcast. Sponsors. If I had a Chase was getting a free one for a second, I can do all crazy stuff with this. I can do like screen sharing if I wanted to put, like ads up here right now. It's a lot.
Chase Plus Audio will always get free stuff placements from me.
Yeah, all they have to do is send you a $400 pedal, right?
Yeah. Seriously. Like literally
free marketing.
Well, dude, like ever since I met Joel, he's basically sent me every single new release, and half of them without me even asking for them. So nice. at a certain point, it's just like, dude, the guy's throwing support behind you. You don't even have to ask for anything. It's just there.
Joel is like seriously the biggest sweetheart in this industry. Like I've said it before, I'll say it again. Like he is like a top shelf person. Just in I like to spend time on like the various like hate-filled troll groups of the internet where people trash on everyone and stuff.
Yeah.
And people will like make jokes about Chase Bliss pedals being expensive or whatever, and the people that buy them, no one ever trashes Joel because Joel is legit. Joel is a sweetheart for sure.
Yeah. He sent me the first pedal. He sent me a Warp Vinyl Mark II basically after I met him at my first, like one of my first working NAMM shows. And it was just like, there's nowhere in my area that has your pedals. And when he found out like I worked in the industry a month later, there it was on my doorstep. And it's like, shit.
Now you feel bad because they're nice to you.
Well,
everyone who's like watching this right now is like, all I got to do is start a channel and Joel will give me stuff.
It sure sounds like that.
Well, I think I actually had a discussion with it was the first time I had met Henning, and a couple months afterward, like I had started doing some Chase Bliss videos. I think I had done the tonal recall, and he asked me one time, how is it that you get all this good stuff with like the minimum subscriptions that you have? And it goes like to what we were saying about this industry. Like we're all friends and we all know people. And I had been working in gear outside of doing YouTube for quite some time before I even really seriously got the channel going. And so I just started making friends. I started talking to people. And because you're friends, we all kind of share products. We send stuff to each other because we respect each other and we want to know everybody's feedback and thoughts. So I started getting stuff just because I was already friends with these people. You know, and it's really easy to start a YouTube channel and think that, you know, people will start sending you stuff, but nobody's going to send you stuff if they don't really know you. So you're gonna
the social side of it, like, you've got to be friendly, you got to make friends with people, you have to be likable, you know?
Don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick, you know?
Don't be a dick.
See, that's where I failed.
That's where you failed.
I didn't mean to talk to you about that, Vlad. You're just a real asshole all the time. I'm joking. Vlad's a sweetheart. I got thrown into all this because Steve and I started the podcast, had barely made any sort of mark with that. A friend went to JHS to go shoot a video with them. I was like, oh, when you're there, like, pick up some pedals for me. Oh, and he laughed too. And then he brought back pedals for me. Like, Josh was like, oh yeah, podcast, sure, yeah, I'll check it out. Here's like 3 scratch and dent pedals. Give them to him. Nice. And I was like, well, I guess I'm in this business now, and I already did commercial videos. So I was like, I guess I'm gonna start doing demos because I've got this awful, crippling Puritan work ethic, and someone gives me something, I have to work to earn it. You know.
I always thought that was a Midwestern thing.
It travels over into Christian communities and stuff.
Yeah.
It was beat into me like, oh, you will work hard until the day you die. For every scrap that you get, you have to earn it. And if you don't, you feel guilty.
I mean, that's not totally untrue. I mean, no. I'm not puritanical in any way, but you know, my dad was a blue collar worker, so there's a bit of a blue collar work ethic within my blood. So, you know, that's just what you do. You get, if you want to get something, you got to work for it.
And if you got something, you better like prove that you earned it somehow or something.
That's a big thing.
And I recognize that feeling. Like, my parents were born in Soviet Union. I was born in Soviet Union. So like, you work to even just survive.
That's kind of. How do you feel like when you look at modern maps and the Soviet Union isn't on there anymore? Because when I was a kid, like, you look up at the big map in school and be like, oh my gosh, so much of that is Soviet Union, and it was in the news all the time and stuff. And now that place where you were born and raised at some point is just not on the map anymore. How does that feel?
Yeah, I wasn't like really raised there because we moved to Finland when I was a year and a half, 2-ish.
Okay, gotcha.
So
yeah,
like, my identity is mostly Finnish, I'd say.
Yeah, my identity's just started.
You're 2 beers into your identity.
Let's see if I can find a rim shot. There we go.
There we go.
Beautiful.
Got a soundboard in front of me.
When I was little, the Russia was just opening up, so my parents put me in a program where I took half my classes in Russian every day.
Wow.
I remember being very confused all the time.
But you're from the Northwest, so it's kind of a hop, skip,
now
and jump.
I am. I'm from Cincinnati, Ohio. I'm from
wow.
Midwest. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Is it? Ohio's very interesting.
Cincinnati,
no, it's interesting that you were learning Russian in Ohio, because I know people in Ohio that have a hard time with English.
Yeah, most of us did too. It was because we took half of our fucking classes in Russian. No, I'm kidding.
I'm broken again.
Just consistency, please. God.
Maybe there was like a secret Russian syndicate in Ohio that no one knew about, and like, they're gonna take over. Let's get ready.
Oh yeah. Don't Svidoniya to America.
Yeah, it's like the secret Nazi contingency during World War II in SoCal.
We're gonna start with Cincinnati, and then we'll spread out from Cincinnati. And
they're already mostly German in Cincinnati. All the Americanized German slang. So I say.
What kind of school were you going to? Are you sure you're not like a sleeper cell or something? Like, what's going on?
I went to a school called the Academy of World Languages, AWL.
Well,
So everybody in the school, your parents picked a language to put you in. And my parents picked up for my brother. So they picked Russian for my brother when the Soviet Union still existed, I think. And they picked it for me just because. And I just remember playing bingo, like really very few memories. Just remember playing bingo, and there were animals on the bingo card. And the teacher was just rattling off animals. I'm just looking around like, I'm not going to win. Because I don't know any of these animals.
Someday someone's going to whisper something in your ear over the telephone, and you're just going to like go blank slate, and you're going to walk out the door, and you're going to go assassinate the president.
Man, I was just about to say, it sounds like a setup for a spy movie. Like, what are they? It's like Avengers 17. That's how
you'll see me in the news. I'll be a national hero in Russia. You're like,
see you there.
Obviously, it won't be this president. Sorry, we're getting political. Russia's not going to send you to kill this president. Next president, maybe.
Man, I don't know. Who knows? Don't know.
Okay. I don't know anything anymore.
I don't either.
Subscribership drop. There they go. Okay, bye everybody.
Bye.
I don't talk about politics, so unsubscribe to him and subscribe to me.
Subscribe to get offset if you.
Vlad's not even in America. Go subscribe to him.
Exactly.
Yeah. Nonsense.
I'm friends with everyone.
You're the Switzerland of
that's the podcast. Yeah, that's the Finnish thing. Where like we're just neutral. Like we have no opinions. That's why we like. Yeah, but that's like why, like during our history, we just rolled over by all of the countries. We were owned by Swedes, by Russians, then Swedes again, then Russians again, almost by Germans as well. And like,
you're just like, oh yeah, you want to be here for a while? You want to run? Okay, I guess we'll try it.
I mean, our country is literally that meme where like everything's on fire and the dog says, "This is fine." That's
everything is fine.
Everything's fine. This is fine.
Yeah. The horse is in the barn. The chicken is in the pot.
Yeah, everything's working out.
The barn's on fire, but it's fine.
Not so bad.
Yeah, I mean, it could be worse. Still have a house. Could be worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, your neighbors get dragged out of their house and like, well, we still got ours. That's very dark. That's super dark.
That was very dark. It's fine. It's a dark
one. There it is.
I was like, say something dark, ka-ching.
Yeah.
That's like the old timey.
That's the war profiteering right there. Dark time. Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching.
We're going to keep getting more and more political. Welcome to the political hour on 60 Cycle Hum.
60 Cycle Hum, the historiography and politics podcast.
The Sleeper Cell podcast.
Coming up next, the most political pedal out there.
What would the most political pedal be?
That's a good video.
Wouldn't it be politically correct, but wouldn't it be the pussy melter?
Well, there's the Tate Effects one that's got
boomerang.
We got Trump lifting up his shirt and like
and then the Reagan's alien alien, yeah.
That one's pretty good. I know people have thrown fits over that before. I'm sure there's other political pedals out there.
I'm actually
all these small builders.
Like, I haven't seen any pedal boards where somebody would like build like choose pedal colors so they make up a flag. Like, that'd be a thing. Why not?
Damn, Vlad, that's a good idea.
Video idea.
Yeah, this is my Bastille Day board.
Oh God.
If one of us doesn't like start working a lot immediately after this video, then someone is going to beat us to it because that's a really super good idea. Like, we need to write that down and do that for 4th of July, like make an American flag pedal board.
Yeah, that's actually like a fun
idea.
idea.
I'm not going to do that.
I could do a Mexican flag one today.
China's easy. You just got to get all red pedals and then like one yellow pedal, right? Japan's
The Japan is white and would be white and red.
Yeah.
You only need like 9 petals for that with a red one in the center. American flag is hard.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Hard.
Like I think
Yeah.
the pedal board itself needs to be pretty big to have like all the details.
But like
It's
Italian
white
flag,
and blue.
Mexican flag, French flags, like 3 colors. Why do I know what flags look like?
Because you went to school. No, you were homeschooled. Probably because you were homeschooled.
Yeah, probably. There's probably some sort of game I played. I forget what it's called. We had this like thing that like you would put cards in it and it would quiz you and have to like it was like an early computer game sort of thing. It was like an educational thing. It was super boring, but it probably taught me flags. Man, what was that thing called? It doesn't matter. I
remember my friend and I used to play Sporkle quizzes when I was working at the library, and she knew the name of every country. There was a quiz that was name every country, and she was just like, you had like 30 minutes to do it, like name 400 countries.
Wow.
Yeah, she was very smart.
My son was watching Ryan's World the other day. I don't know if any of you know what that is. It's the most popular, probably richest person on YouTube, guys. So you should look at the kid. It's a kid who unboxes toys. And they've done like a whole game around him. And my son loves him. Of course he loves him. Everyone loves this kid. But his parents were doing a video where they had to do like, are you smarter than a 5th grader sort of thing? And there was this section where their interns, whatever, were putting up picture like, outlines of states, American states. And the parents of this kid were trying to like figure out which states that they were. And my son's like, Dad, which state is that? I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what that is. That's a crazy shape is what it is. I have no idea.
It's because kids just learn that stuff.
I have no idea.
It's about how recently you learn like basic knowledge.
Yeah, I don't know. Anytime you look at them, if you're trying to figure out where Connecticut is on a map, it says Connecticut on the map. Like, there it is. I figured it out. And I know where it is on the map. Like, you tell me to point to the area where that's going to be, I can point to it. But like, just the shape, I have no idea. Also, it's easy on the West Coast. Like, we've got 3 states.
Yeah.
4 squares.
Yeah, Oregon's the squarish of them. Washington has that little thing up there. California
like a little. Washington has a little skin tag, and California's
just huge.
It's just long.
Yeah. So Washington is my hand, and that weird mole is. Sorry, that's a Michigan joke. Well, if this hand is Michigan, then I'm from around here. Fuck off, Michigan. Okay. Sorry. I'm sorry, I shouldn't be swearing.
I find it very confusing.
I don't care.
Yeah, I find it very confusing.
Vlad, is it okay if Emily swears?
Yeah. Am I the one who decides that?
Sure. I'm going to let you. I'm putting you in charge of Emily.
Let's go with that.
Sure.
Yeah. I was saying, like, I find it confusing that you guys have both like cities and states the same name. So a friend of mine recently moved. He and his family moved from Minnesota to Washington, and at first I thought they were moving to the Washington, like the city, the capital.
Right?
No, it was a state, which is like across the country.
Yeah, we also have cities named after famous cities. So there's like Paris, Texas.
Yeah. There's at least 2 Nashvilles. There's a Nashville in like Indiana and one in Tennessee.
There's tons of Hollywoods.
Yeah, 2
Hollywood
in London, I think.
There's a couple. Yeah.
Hollywood.
Yeah, we have London.
I know. Yeah.
Venice Beach.
Yeah. Venice.
Is named after Venice.
A lot of Columbuses.
A lot of Columbuses.
Yeah, we need to stop that.
Yeah.
Kind of. Yeah.
Knock it off, America. Stop naming things after other things. Come up with new words. Hey, America, try new words.
You know, there was a whole bunch of people who had names for things before the white people came here.
Yeah. In Finland, a lot of the like places are named like dirty words, some ass hill or whatever, like something else. Because when I think it was like when Russians invaded us, whatever time it was, like there would be like a Russian officer asking, "What's that place called?" And they would come up with like stupid Finnish names as a joke, and that was the official name of the place.
Nice. Good job, guys.
Well,
Trolling the invaders.
I don't know what excuse we have for like. Yeah, I don't know what excuse we have for things like there's a Big Bone Lick State Park. I don't know why. At least yours has a reason.
Is that where they hold the Big Dickens Festival?
Has to be.
A big ice cream eating contest. Women only ice cream cone eating contest. Who can eat the ice cream the slowest?
That's a terrible contest. Everyone's gonna get melty and everywhere. Oh, maybe it's a good contest. I don't know.
White shirts and hoses, dude.
Oh my gosh, Brandon just told us about Intercourse.
Intercourse, Pennsylvania. I've driven through that.
I bet you have.
Ew.
Where's my button?
No talking about my personal life here.
There's a Blue Ball, Pennsylvania? Is that true?
What is the other one?
It says
Blue Ball, Pennsylvania?
Yeah.
God, Pennsylvania sounds like the place to be.
It's not.
Names.
It's
in Texas,
not
there's
the place to be.
Oh, whoops. The comments keep moving. There's a place in Texas called wait, I keep pressing the wrong one. Here it is.
Oh my God, Blue Ball, Pennsylvania is legitimate.
I love that song, Possum Kingdom.
Possum Kingdom is a real place in Texas. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's a lake where like people get murdered. It's a murder lake.
Murder lake.
Oh, fantastic.
Oh, there's that Tony song called
it's named after a lake in Finland called Murder Lake.
where the murder hornets are from.
So
okay.
not
Blue Ball, Pennsylvania is legit. I just looked it up. It is legit.
Oh, I thought you were saying like you've been there and you're a big fan.
No, I have no idea.
Yeah, Blue Ball's legit.
Yeah, I love that place.
Yeah, according to Wikipedia, the name originates from the Blue Ball Hotel. I don't know what was happening in the Blue Ball Hotel, but it couldn't have been fun.
Can we book a different hotel? Like, I don't... we got to be able to stay somewhere else other than the Blue Ball Hotel. Come on.
Like it must have been by the hour, and also maybe a little, but
too many hours. Like,
or not enough. I don't know.
Not enough. Like, that's the wrong message to send if you're like trying to advertise a no-tell hotel. You don't want to.
I mean, no one is
a Blue Ball hotel.
Yeah, you know.
That's
well, maybe they should. Maybe they should open the Blue Ball Hotel and reopen it in Climax.
If this is what I get
guys, I think I need to go.
I'm sorry.
We've broken Vlad.
No, it's 11 p.m.
Yeah, it's getting late. Well, we've been doing this an hour. We should probably shut it down anyways.
Yeah, I gotta go make my steak and eggs.
And I'm out of fuel, so I'm not an alcoholic, guys. I'm just making videos.
Just cracking them off camera. Oh, this
you
is
have to do something to get through this madness.
All right, thanks guys for joining me on this. I was worried that no one would show up because I just kind of threw the link out there. I'm going to try to do this more often now that I'm paying for the service to do it. Until I stop paying for the service, and then I won't do it ever again. Anyways, bye everyone. Go subscribe to channel, Vlad's channel, and Sean's channel down there. I'll put links in post. You watch this out. Yeah, this will be pointing. Bye everybody. Stay grounded.
Bye.
And awkward into the video.